Hello, boys and girls, and everything between and beyond. My name is V, and welcome back to the Boogeyman, where I really hope we're gonna get a good ending. I may have had some help with how to get here, but as you can see, did not found this in the previous episode. Old camera, which goes to this place that hopefully you remember if you watched the last episode. Oops, no. This area, which seems very strange for me. Take out tape and play it. At last, finally got a hold of you. Oh dear, hurt all over. But what else could I do? You just wouldn't stop running, miss. No matter how much I hurt you. But well, our game of tag comes to a close now. Yes, you can outrun the scary. Yes, you can't outrun the scary, scary boogeyman. Are you relieved it's over? Or are you still scared? Well, madam, do you wanna run? You're an unbelievable idiot. Say again? I called you an idiot. You thought I was running because I was scared? You think I'm scared of you? Maybe you spent too long in your little closet world to understand. You've convinced yourself that women and children are all scared of you. What were you planning once you caught me? Kill me? And then what? You'd go to kill Keith, right? You told me you had Keith in your hands. Whether he lived or died was up to me. I guess that was true. And all this time you've been foolishly chasing me. You could never kill him. I'm weak. I can't be as strong as Keith is. But it is something I can do. In all my weakness. If I can keep your attention away from Keith by running all the time, I'll run to the ends of the earth. You poor stupid little boogeyman. You really are such a child. You just love bullying anyone weaker than you. Go ahead, have your fun in your little world. Call yourself a villain, a monster. But I'll never let you bring my husband into it. Don't you dare lay a hand on him. You talk too much, madam. Madam? That's terrible. Let's hurry and look for Helena. She must be nearby. Keith? Keith, what are you doing? We have to hurry. Keith, are you listening? Hey, what are you staring at? Are you asleep? Get a grip, come on! I'm awake. David, you look for Helena. She should be near. Huh? What about you? What are you gonna do? I'm going to kill a monster. Okay. Let's see. And if I had read things right. Alright, so everything seems to be on the path to get the good ending now. If I just can beat the boogeyman, which I did in the previous, but I don't know, since this is another ending, it might not be as easy. Wait, Dad! Leave the door open. And don't turn out the lights in the hall. Why? The boogeyman come. What kind of guy is the boogeyman? He has long nails and kidnaps kids. He lives in the closet. A kidnapper? Well, can't leave a guy like that on the loose. Alright, Dad. I give him a good beat. Alright, Dad give him a good beating. Hey, Boogie, you in there? What up? Hey, let's go. Dad? Dad? Phew. He was a little tough, but I got him good. No worries, son. Old Boogie won't come for you anymore. Really? Would I lie? Well, technically you do, but it's very entertaining. Me and Mom are in the bedroom right there, you know. You still scared? Oh, need your stuffed bunny, do you? Or should I read you a bedtime story? Maybe the ones with the fairies. No way. I'm not a wuss, Dad. I can sleep by myself. That's the spirit. Aw. Listen, Todd. If the boogeyman comes to get you again, Dad beat him up. I'm not gonna let anyone mess with you or Mom. 'Cause you're a police officer? 'Cause I'm Dad. Good night, son. Should I leave the lights on? It's okay. I've got you and Mom. Good night. I love you. Aww. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Have you ever thought about it, detective? Though you have an enemy, who or what it is, you don't even know. Maybe it doesn't even exist. Maybe it's all in your head. But you know there's something tormenting you, always making it so painful. Feel like the whole world out to make you suffer. Too troublesome to make an enemy of the whole world, right? So just making one enemy will do. I choose you as my enemy. Have I become yours? Well, either way, we're gonna settle this right here. Let's end this wonderful game now. Can you beat this final boss? Take back your beloved wife. What's so funny? Boy, you really having a blast, huh? What's so funny that you can't be all smiles all the time? Total opposite of me. I don't remember the last time I laughed. But I guess we were pretty similar after all. In the sense that it was all a lie. You're always grinding ear to ear, but you're scared, aren't you? So you keep running. You can't go head to head with me. You and me are just acting. You're no scary monster, and I'm no a paragon of justice. Final boss, big baddie should be a pretty sly guy, shouldn't they? But taking hostages, always on the run. The only thing you can chase after is girls' rumps. You know, I wasn't planning to do anything with you. As long as the others were safe, I was fine leaving you be. I'd secure your hostages and scram, then just leave you to the local police. Because I'm not chasing you. You just keep running from me. What I'm really chasing after. Sorry, but it ain't you. That's right. It's not you. You're my enemy? Spare me the sleep talk. Why would I make my enemy a Dunes who just sneaks away? Coward who hides in the closet. Thief and threatens kids. And your enemy, not me either. You've got a lot more enemies. If you go to the slammer, you're gonna be a real popular guy. I can tell. But this is a great chance. No hostages to get in the way. No one watching. So I can do whatever I like with you. Detective, criminal, That doesn't matter now. You have done the number one thing to get on my bad side. You chased after my wife's rump. That alone is enough reason for me to beat you down. Don't you think, Boogie? Can't afford to laugh anymore, can you? Back to your closet, boogeyman. You don't have what it takes to make it over here. All right. Okay. Oops.
Oh, and none of your jokes were funny. So is this just a warm-up practice, or are you actually gonna attack? Oh, is that it? I was just about to have fun.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, this is going pretty well. So I'm just gonna antagonize him.
So is this just a warm-up practice, or are you actually gonna attack? Oh, is that it? I was just about to have fun.
Alright, that was not what I expected, but I take it. Where do you think you're going, Lance? I'm going to find them. They've been gone way too long. Did you forget what Keith said? It'll be a burden on him to move around. It'll be a burden on him to move around on your own. Well, then after all said and done, we'll tell him we did just what he said. Cause you might have gone, cause you've might all gone, blah blah blah. Cause you've all gone stone cold by that time. Don't joke about things like that. Sounds like a joke to you? We got 2, maybe 3 corpses around here. What part of don't you get? So stop, you two, don't fight! And I'm sorry, I kind of forgot what voices to give everyone. We'll go search together. I'll lead the way. Sophie and Shirley, you hold hands. And Lance, you watch the rear. But Papa, you really want to go? Yes, we'll be all right together. And there's something I'm curious about. What's that? This whole incident may just be a great big farce. What do you mean? Let's be going. Helena, where are you? Helena? Oh. Helena. David? Are you okay? The man knocked me out. I woke up here. I was unconscious the whole time. Keith. Helena. Keith, where are you? Always on the run, huh? But marijuana addicts can move better than you. What's in that big head of yours? Brandon? You lose. Detective. Keith! You're Brandon. Why? Stop moving around. Keith, Helena. We have to stop the bleeding. Lance? Richard, help me out. Sophie, find something to time. Sophie, find something to tie him with. Keith. Got you. Keith, you... Helena, when we get home, let's finish our conversation. No more running. No, Keith, stay with me, please. Keith! The servant and Stevie. 10 people died all told. I'm sure glad to be alive now. Feeling glad to even have air to breathe. Listen, don't you say a word about all this, especially not to your co-workers. If it takes money to shut your jab, I'll pay it any price. Whoa, whoa, bribery. Where's that money coming from? My own pocket. Listen, you guys can distort the truth. You guys can distort the truth all you want, and I won't say a peep. 'Cause that's freedom of the press. But this is different. I got no tolerance for people pointing and laughing at a wounded friend. Do I gotta tell you again? I'm not a gossip guy. I hate cops, sure, but I hate gossip too. I won't ask for money, and I won't say a peep, 'cause I'm grateful to the guy. So quit hounding me. But as an involved party, I've got a right to know what happened there. Just can't wrap my head around it. I'll talk to Brandon at dinner. Heard he got tired of the musty old castle and ran to Hollywood. Had a lot of fun in the movie biz. So what's the motive? Guy's gone silent. Sounds like he convinced you that he was a goody two-shoes. But I bet you hear a different story in Hollywood. Now, that's kind of thing your lot should be writing about. Nobody knows people's past usually, but it's easy to fool you into thinking otherwise with a little acting. And once you know somebody's past, you can lead them by the nose. He tricked you all and tried to kill you. What a farce. Not sure of the motive yet, but he was pretty systematic about it all. Spent a ton of cash beforehand to check up on all the tour attendees. Even did a background check on me. On you? Why? Because I was going to be on that tour. No wonder I thought he knew me. The hell? So he just researched us? That's the oldest trick in the book for us. Saying, I know a lot about you. It makes you superior to the other person, so you can control them. Then they freak out and have to submit. He knew that tactic well. Seeing right through people without any tricks. That's what makes a real monster, ain't it? In his case, he has used money and connections to dig up people's past and play the part of a monster. But the research wasn't to select candidates, so he just picked randomly. Damn. Was he just in it for fun? Now, my turn to ask questions. What you tell me is the only way I can figure out this incident. Give me anything you got. First Brandon, or Boogie rather. What kind of man was he? How should I say it? I suppose he had no emotion. That's how I saw him. He said such terrifying things without a care. He hardly showed any human feelings. He really was like a monster. Keith told me he was a real jester. Jester? Absolutely not. I would have much preferred if you were at least a little silly. He was very disturbing, terrifying man. He was totally calm as he did awful things. Richard, you seem to have a suspicion he might be Brandon. Why did you think that? When my daughter went missing, and I panicked thinking the man might have taken her, Keith told me something. This was the kind of person who would show corpses as decoration. So if he did take Sophie, he'd show off proof of it, meaning she was still safe. Luckily enough, I didn't see them, but indeed, evidently there were many dead bodies left around. As Keith said, my daughter hadn't fallen into his grasp. He was correct in his assumptions. That made me realize something unusual about what he'd said. Keith said he saw the moment Brandon's neck snapped and his corpse was quickly dropped into the basement. Isn't that odd? Why did he quickly put Brandon's corpse out of sight? Why did he treat him differently from the other victims? 'Cause he didn't want you investigate it. He's got some keen insight. I'll give him that. So you got some keen insight. I give him that. So you suspect this was a farce plotted by Brandon? No. Well, I suggested that since Keith hadn't checked the corpse, he might still be alive. I only wanted to believe there was a chance he was alive. I had no conviction about the rest. So I didn't speak about it to Keith. I wouldn't dare risk throwing him off with my amateur opinion. Not to mention, we didn't know whether his wife was safe. Apparently, Keith saw the moment Brandon's head came off, actually. Was it a doll? Right you are. Packed with neat little blood packs, it seems. Brandon was hung upside down and had his mouth taped up, and it was dark enough to be hard to tell who's who. Just dressing him up the same way made Keith assume it was him. On top of all those flashy rave lights, he dropped the corpse down below, so it was impossible to check it closer. And since Keith saw that tour conductor killed right after that, of course he think Brandon was killed too. If I'd said something, maybe this could have been resolved sooner, but I was paralyzed. If I'd said something, maybe this could have been resolved sooner, but I was paralyzed with fear. I was only worried about my daughter. Even when Keith was running all over the place for us. Don't worry about it. Keith did it all that 'cause he wanted to. That's all. He's deeply glad you're all safe. Now, little lady, can we hear from you too? Hear what? Anything. What you thought, what you noticed. Well, I knew he was a fake. 'Cause I've met the real boogeyman. Sophie, stop it. Not this tale again. Fine, if you say so, Papa. Guess I'm not saying a word. Go ahead, please. Meeting the real boogeyman sounds pretty juicy. Can you tell me more? Maybe not really met. Just touched my shoulder, but his hand was cold as ice. Right away, I knew it wasn't human. The guy's hand were human, though. They had warmth, so I knew he was just a regular guy. So the boogeyman's hands are cold, eh? I ought to tell that to my little squirts. Anything else you noticed? I feel like you may get angry if I'll say this. I won't. Tell me. That guy had this cold and emotionless air. Like you couldn't tell what he was thinking at all. It reminded me of Mr. Keith a little. Do you think that way now? Not even. Because Mr. Keith got really mad at me. He was like, don't worry your papa ever again. Red paint on his face? There was nothing like that. It was all red from blood spurts though. Really? Keith told me that he wore a paper bag with weird paint on it. And one more thing. Did you see any red graffiti in the castle? Saying stuff about monsters or ringtones? No, I didn't. Wait. Mr. Hoover, you're colorblind if I recall. Maybe you just couldn't see the paint? Yeah, but it's white and pink I get mixed up. I can see red just fine. Well, and you, miss? I saw quite a bit of the castle, but none of that. Did you hear that from the others? Don't get me wrong, I don't think you're lying. The others said they saw nothing too. But then, that makes Keith the one talking nonsense. Oh. I don't think Keith is necessarily lying. What do you mean? Because people don't always see the same things you do. Thanks for assistance, you two. Sorry about calling you in 2 weeks after the fact. Is not everything settled yet? The police are just in the middle of their investigation. My role is just to assist. I'm gonna report your testimonies to them, and that's that. I'll be off now. Eric, take them to the entrance. When her son died, I thought my own life was over too. I couldn't think about anything. Nothing had any taste. But tears would suddenly come anyway. I don't remember anything about what I did back then. But I do remember one thing. That Keith was always at my side. When I wailed and shouted, he hugged me, stroked my hair, said it was okay. Eventually, I adjusted to life without our son, found I could laugh again. But when I got my own emotions back, I realized Keith had stopped laughing. I had been broken, and so had Keith. Over time, I was able to heal, but he didn't. He was still stuck in the moment of Todd's death. He was always supporting me, so he never faced up to himself. I struggled to be at least a little stronger. Next time I would protect him, since I wanted him to laugh again. But I couldn't. I couldn't repay anything to Keith. And I realized I was a burden on him. That would keep him from ever walking again. So even if we're far apart, as long as he can laugh again, then that's the best choice I can make. My wife always brings me warm milk before I go to bed. And last Friday, my little squirt tried cooking me a meal. I definitely don't need milk to get to sleep. And the kids cooking, I'll be blunt, it ain't good. But I'm glad for it. Usefulness and collateral don't mean a thing with this stuff. Keith didn't stay close to you expecting something in return. That's just what he wanted to do. You guys have got too much sympathy. You don't mind getting hurt for the sake of the other. But can't you notice that one of you being hurt hurts the other? You've just been getting more and more wounded as you go on. You're propping Keith up too, Helena. He can't fight day after day because he knows he can't fight day after day because he knows you're waiting at home. As much as I tease him about it. Don't think of yourself as baggage. Depend on him as much as you need. That's what he wants to. Keith grabbed my hand and smiled, and he was stabbed and wounded. And what'd he say? Got you. 'Cause he finally got what makes him happiest. But, man, too much discrepancy between you guys' testimonies and Keith's. That's how am I gonna report this to the department? Their department. Hey, Helena. He went back home from the hospital today, right? Can I come talk with him now? I'm sorry. Before he goes back home, there's a place he's going to visit. I'm planning to head there myself. Keith? I always wanted to cry like this. I never forgot about him. Not a single day. Ever since he died, I was scared. I felt like even the slightest sign of weakness would make it all crumble. I acted like I felt nothing. Like nothing disturbed me. I thought then I might be able to fool everyone, even myself. I was so stupid. I was broken a long time ago. It was all garbage. but I acted like a champion of justice. It always felt off. Whoever I was working for, I never felt repaid. And when I saw you were safe, and you came up to me, finally, I felt happy again. Acting strong just made me weaker. It was pointless. Dad would never forgive his father for staying broken forever. Because I promised I'd protect his mom. I'll take off the blindfold. I'm gonna laugh. Even if it's a stupid TV show. If I'm pissed, I'll get mad. If I'm sad, I'll cry. First, guess there'll have to be counseling. There's something seriously wrong with my head. Seems like it's gonna be a busy time. It's gonna be so busy. I won't be able to do it alone. Helena, I don't think I can deal with just being a good loser. I want a chance. Let me chase after you. Let me get down on my knees. You're the only one I want. You're the only one I want waiting for me. There's no need for a chance. Didn't I tell you? Divorce or decide? I've decided. Haven't you too? Oh. We only ever have one umbrella. So we hold it together. And it's fine if we get a little wet, because it'll soon be sunny again. Alright. That was... I'm so happy that I played through it all to get that ending. So... yeah. What do you guys think about this? I am... like this Strange Man game series. I like just some really, really good games. And like for the people here in the credits, like, thank you all for making this and putting the time, dedication, love for what I believe is a huge project to make. Like, as someone that have never done any game design or like, I haven't made a game in any way at all. Like, the closest is that I've helped with making some sounds to some friends that like in school had to make like a small game for a project or something. So yeah, having like it having that as the closest I have ever have to ever make a game. Like and this is the third game making this series, and they are very different in style. Like this one was a lot more puzzly, which I think is very fitting with playing as a detective. And like that, unlike in Sandman when there were fairies and the Crooked Man had a more supernatural things. Like this game really went like more to like more realistic. Oh, congratulations on beating the Boogeyman. Thank you for playing this game. Additionally, if you played the previous 2 games in the series. The game was fully voiced with the help of voice actors. Due to the artist fatigue, there's no bonus scenario. That's fine. Considering like with all the puzzles and stuff like that. I like this game took a lot. This game was probably the longest to complete. Like even if you can like keep with Sadman's bonus scenario, this was a longer game to complete just for all the puzzles and all that. So, but I did receive comments from each of the actors to take the upper door if you're interested. The Something Man series has come to a turning point. General storyline ends in the next game. I had planned for serious and silly extra chapters afterwards, so please play those if you're interested. Lastly, once more, congratulations on beating the game. Thank you, and thank you for making it, and thank you for playing. Characters bio: Keith Bargen, 837, 861 type. I think that's like blood type, AB. Local police inspector, rank debt-free. That doesn't say anything to me. Cold and unfazed but determined, has an obsession with protecting people out of guilt over his son's death. Didn't want to become a detective at first, but he met Helena while finding a college and ended up joining the force to win her over. Sharp-tongued, he often let things slip in front of his son, which his son would later imitate. Dick is his boss, but also an undesired friend who gets along with the whole family. After the incident, he goes to counseling at Dick's suggestion. He hates liver. Helena Barging, 33, 5'3". Whoa, she's short. Type AB. Keith's wife's a gentle, lovable woman. Appears carefree but strong at her core. She's highly expressive, laughing and crying often. She met Keith as a student, quickly married him after graduating college. A year later they had a son. She suffered emotionally for years after her son's death, but was recovered by now. She doesn't eat meat, not because she's vegetarian, just because she hates it. Her hobby is collecting teeth from all over the world. That seems interesting. David Hoover, my man, age 27, height 6 foot, type O, 0, the Crooked Man Zero, worked for a trading company. Made a complete turn from his previous moodiness. Married to Shirley for 3 months now. Congratulations. They kept their names. An honest fellow, but extremely unlucky. He's athletic and strong, but a little slow on the uptake. He challenged his friend Paul to a chili dog contest, and Paul got gastritis, so he couldn't attend the tour. Scared of dogs due to a traumatic incident as a kid. where he was chased by one for an hour. Sophie Grundler. Another one of my favorites. Age 17, 851. Type A, high school student, Richard's daughter, Sandman's heroine, and a lively girl. Didn't like her dad for a long time, but reconciled. Maybe as a result, he seems a little too attached lately. Somewhat cheekier than before, but still diligent as ever. Gets along well with David and Shirley as older friends. A little uneasy as girls at schools are getting boyfriends. Not finding anyone she likes is her main worry for now. Loves ice cream. Aww. Lance Cannell. 31, 5'10", AB. Ex-journalist, photographer, worked for a small publisher. Words. Snarky about everything, but can get freaked out easily. As a journalist, he chased incidents to write articles, and through sarcastic, he was known to hit the mark. Disliked police due to what drove him out of journalism. Was thinking about making some passes at Helena and getting Keith angry at him to cause a scene. Richard Grundler, age 44, 5'11", worked for a credit company. Diligent and cheerful, but has a timid side. Rather compassionate. Why can't I talk today? Rather compassionate and sentimental. His daughter often blinds him to all else. It's been over 10 years since losing his wife, but he has no intention of remarrying. Mistook David for Sophie's boyfriend at first and got angry, but that's been cleared up. They all got along now. A real drinker who collects drinks. He likes Scott's best. He actually suspects that the boogeyman was Brandon, but was too focused on his daughter to tell Keith. Shirley Weber, 26, 5'9", type A. David's wife, a paramedic, beautiful, strong-willed and cool. Hates to rely on others and tries to do it all herself. She often fight with David. Fawns over Sophie like a little sister. Aww. Dick Anderson, local police manager, rank Lieutenant 1, I think? Wait, 8'9", 6'6". Oh, tall guy, type O. Keith's direct boss who understands him well. He has a wife and 2 children. His stature and face frightens people, but he's gentle and doesn't raise his voice over little things. Gets along with both Keith and Helena. Eric Simpson, 825, 5'9", type B. Local detective, 1. Keith's subordinate, ambushed but hates to do busy work. His laziness got him stuck in the scariest two at the station, Dick and Keith. But it's yet to prove effective. When David has taken in a while back, he questioned him, sympathized with him, and was a bit relieved to learn that he was right after the incident. Stevie Small, 31, 5'7", type A. Tour conductor for the agency NIA Travels. Became a member of the Livingstone Castle project and decided to run this test tour. He and the castle's 9 servants ended up as Brandon Dumpton's murder victims. Born in Connecticut, and that's where he now rests. Todd Barging, age 5, 838, type A. Keith and Helena's son. Kind of timid but cheery and honest. clever and, alas, quickly to learn the bad words Keith used. At age 20, was run over by a truck and died. Aww. See you. Strange Man says number 4, the Hanging Man. Ooh. So the Sandman, which we just saw. Here, there you are. Can I talk to you? Okay. How many times have we come here? Have we come here again? Oh, 5, I think. I can't stand it. I told them the same story over and over. There's gonna be rumors at school about Sophie frequently at the police station. Now, Sophie, don't complain. The police are doing their best. It's been a month now. This must be the last time, I'm sure of it. Does my princess require a beverage to quell her temper? That shall it be. What shall it be, your majesty? Orange juice. Very well, I'll go buy some. Thanks. Hey, when those dogs attacked me, you saved me, right? I get it now! I can't imagine any other person, or any other reason those two would fall asleep so quickly. Thanks. I'm having a great time lately. Getting along great with Papa and Annie and Regan. Well, if she wants to get along, I'll give her a chance. Things are so much better than when I carried all my burden myself. Now I know there's someone always looking out for me. Sometimes I really miss you. You're doing okay, right? How about the other fairies? You know, Sorry to butt in. But, hold on, wait! You got the wrong idea. I'm not weird or anything, okay? Don't touch me. Brats with a thing for daydreaming aren't the most comfortable people to be around. I'm not daydreaming. Keep it between us, but I've met some fairies. So, you don't believe me? No, I do. I met one when I was a kid too. Really? Yeah. This hobo in the area always had a head full of dandruff, so called him the Dandruff Fairy. Oh yeah, and I've got a coworker who eats non-stop cup noodles. The cup noodle fairy wanna be introduced. Why won't you believe me? 37-year-old who believes in fairies and exactly socially adjusted, don't you think? But hey, if they do exist, put in a request to one of your fairy friends to get me some wings. Big fluffy pink ones. What do you use those for? Just want some wings, why not? Mr. Detective wanna fly away. You angry? You're angry? Oh, better step off. One of your friends might cast a spell to turn me into a fluffy white kitty. Maybe instead of filling your head with stupid fantasies, fill in that chest a little. What? Fill in that chest a little. So perfect I can't even look at it. What? What's wrong? Haven't been able to sleep since last night. Even though I'm sleepy. It's weird. Did you take any medicine? Yep. Anxiolytics sleeping pills. Guess they're not working. Let's talk to each other then. Before you know it, you'll be sound asleep, and it'll be morning. Don't you need to sleep? You don't have to stay up for me. It's fine. I'll stay with you until you're snoozing anyway. Maybe some exercise would have been better. Strange Man Series number 1, The Crooked Man. This is the VIP room for the fully voiced versions, voice actors, as well as the translator. You can hear about everyone's other projects and so on, and thoughts on acting in this game. Okay, I've been through some of them now. I will probably not put it in the full text voice actor messages on the artist's website. Yeah, I will. I will. If you're interested about it, since I did not play the voice acted version, and also during my replay of this to get everything done, there are cutscenes and other stuff that I missed in my original playthrough. So down in the description, there's the link to the game. I highly recommend that you get it. And if you play the voice acted version and want to hear from these people, now you know you can. And I highly recommend it. It's I will probably go through it all of them to get some more insight on how it is to make a game like this. But for the rest of you, I gotta say a thank you for joining me on this little journey. Thank you if you have followed me through the other games. So this has been a long journey through this game series, and I hope you have enjoyed it just as much as I have. And hopefully we will have a good conclusion in the Hanged Man, which is the final game. But that will have to wait for another time. So again, down in the description a link where you can play this game, and I highly recommend that you get all 4 of them, because the amount of work that I put into this is, I think it's worth it. And yeah, so until the start of the next series, thank you so much for watching. If you like, subscribe and all that jazz. If you want to help me out, share this video or this whole playlist now when it's complete. And if you have any other suggestion of games like this, leave them down in the comments, and I will most likely play them at some point, because I have a thing for horror RPGs. And yeah, and have a good whatever it is where you are, and I will see you in the next stream or video. Bye bye.